Welcome to Crochet After Dark Podcast episode number 17. If you're new here, my name's April, and in this podcast, I share with you all things related to crochet. That includes things I'm working on, my WIPs, my finished objects, and any yarn acquisitions I may have, which hasn't been too much lately, so we won't have any of that today. Let's get started. So this has actually been a pretty rough week for me. I've been really sick this week, so I haven't got as much done. And I meant to get this podcast out sooner, and I just didn't get to it. But I do have one finished object to show you. So I did finish this corner-to-corner blanket. This is out of the Bernat Blanket Patchwork Yarn using my pattern, and I'll link that in the description below. But it worked up really nicely. You can kind of see how this works up. You work join as you go panels, and I had 4 cakes, I think 3 or 4 cakes of it, and I kind of would have wanted it to be 1 cake wider, but I got the yarn at Joann's, and with the Joann's shutting down, I had just enough of the yarn to finish and a little bit left that there wasn't enough. So you can see the yarn has like this light blue color in there, but I ran out of yarn right about here. So this is actually a different Bernat blanket yarn that I've had from years ago. So you can feel it in the blanket. It's slightly thicker, but I think once it washes up, it'll be fine. And it is only this corner section here. So I thought the color still matched. And this was a great reminder why I keep all of my, skeins of yarn from projects past just in my scrap bin, because sometimes you never know when you're going to need it. So really happy to have this blanket finished. It's about 38 inches wide by 50 inches long. So it's a nice throw sized blanket, but this is my corner to corner blanket that I finished. Okay, let's go on to my one work in progress that I want to show you. So let's do that now. So this is another corner to corner using the exact same pattern. This time it's using a Caron Cinnamon Swirl Cake. So here's how far I've gotten. Let's see here. Okay, it goes this way. So there you can see that beautiful pattern that the corner to corner works up, that beautiful kind of chevron. And then if you watched previous podcast episodes, you know I got that pattern where it has the little flowers in it. So I liked that idea, so I took that one stitch, the flower stitch, and used that to create this border. And so what I'm doing is just all along, I'm still attached here, but I'm just using the yarn to go all along and make these little flowers out of the same colors of yarn, and I think that's going to be a nice touch. So I'll have the flowers, and then I'm going to add, so I did 2 rows of double crochet, and then 1 row of double crochet with the flowers in between, and then I'll do another 2 rows of the solid white double crochet, and then this one will be done. So before I got started on the border, it was 36 by 36, so it'll wind up being around 40 by 40, which is pretty good, and it's almost done. These flowers are a little bit tedious, but they're coming out nice. I like them. I especially like when it changes color. Sometimes you can, this one doesn't have it, but sometimes you'll get a flower with 2 colors in it, and it's really nice. All right, let me show you some blocks that I've been working on, because I'd really love your feedback. So one of the things that I like to do is design blocks. Now, sometimes I put these into blankets, and typically what I've been doing is I wait to show you the blocks until the blanket's done. So for both of the blocks that I'm going to show you right now, the blankets are in progress, but they're not done. But I wanted your feedback. Would you want me to release the pattern for the block before I finish the blanket, or wait and release everything together? It's kind of a catch-22, I think, for me, because if I film the tutorial for the block, I'm still wanting to film a tutorial for the finished blanket, which would include the block plus joining plus any border. So there would be a little bit of a difference there, but not too much added on. So I could reuse the footage. It really just, I'd love to hear what you think. So this is the first block I've designed. And I'm actually, for the blanket for this project, I was thinking Sleeping Beauty for this colorway, but I think for the blanket that I'm working on, I've decided on a whole different color palette that's not this. But this is just a cute little hexagon motif. Again, very simple block, that I designed, but it's just, you know, worked up really nicely. And then this is a square that I designed for blanket. And actually I have a version of this blanket using this square. So it combines this square with some other stitches. And the blanket's already done, but I'm working on this color variation for the tutorial. But again, would you want to see the tutorial for the block, even though I haven't finished the tutorial for the blanket? Or would you want me to just wait and release everything at once? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm not feeling that great today, so that's all I have. Until next time, keep calm and crochet on.